Hi, my name is Lori Dickman. Welcome to Quilting with Lori. I am going to be sharing with you today a new pattern that I have. It's called Gnomes in the Forest. In the quilt behind me on the wall, you'll see that it contains two blocks, the tree block and the gnome block. I'm going to give you a close-up of that in just a second here. But I have done it in Christmas fabrics, but this is a quilt that you could certainly do in fabrics that would match the themes of your home, and you could use it into the month of January and beyond. Before I take you up to the design wall, I just wanted to share with you what the blocks look like. You can do them in blues. Here's a quick shot of the quilts done in the Christmas fabrics as well as in blues. The colors don't come through very well. On my screen, it looks like you're not seeing the bottom of the gnome very well. His little pink nose and his white beard. But trust me, he's there. Now let me take you to the design wall and you can see what it looks like. So here is the little gnome with his pink nose and the Christmas trees or the trees in the forest. They're two-tone, and so you can use scraps from your fabric. You could certainly make each and every one of these gnomes and trees a completely different color from scraps in your fabric, whatever you choose to do. But I did go ahead. I had some Christmas fabrics in my stash, and so that's what I used for this quilt. So now let me show you how to put the blocks together. There are templates, and I also use the Tri-Rex ruler to put the gnome together. So let me show you that. All right, I have everything laid out here that we're going to need for the gnome block, and that's this little block right here. It ends up being finished in the quilt 6 inches by 6 inches. I am using the Tri-Rex tool for this. So if you don't have the Tri-Rex tool, I'll link in the description box below where you can obtain this. It has a certain degree that works beautifully for this pattern. So as you can see, the Rex part of the Tri-Rex tool fits the sidebars. And then this tool right here, the tri portion of the Tri-Rex tool, is going to work perfectly for his hat as well as the bottom portion for his beard. And I've simply cut strips of fabric. So first of all, for the Rex portion, I cut my strips 3.5 inches wide, and I simply laid this tool on there and just kept flipping and cutting and flipping and cutting. And I made sure that I had my fabrics either wrong side or right sides together, whichever. But when you have two together, you are automatically creating the A and the B template in one cut. So I recommend that's how you do that. So I have the two pieces that I'll need for the block. Now for the little guy's head, for the gnome's head, I have a 4.5 inch wide with the fabric strip here. And I am simply going to cut this right here on the 4.5 inch line, and I can continue flipping this back and forth to cut as many little hats, I should say, that I need for the gnome. So these are for his hats. This is going to be his beard. It's going to be kind of a fun little beard with some silver snow in there, and it's a 2.5 inch wide strip, and I'm going to use the bottom 2.5 inches for that. And so I'm going to line that up on the bottom. So the 6.5 inch line right there is lined up on the bottom. It comes up 2.5 inches. This lines up right up here, that 4 inch mark. And I'll cut, and just keep cutting. And with every cut, because I have this on the fold, I will obtain 2 beards that I'll need. So this Tri-Rex tool is really very handy for the gnome block. From these 2 strips, I have cut his hat and his beard. So I actually have 2 of each of these, and I use the Tri-Rex tool to accomplish that. Make sure with all of these leftover end pieces, you throw those in your crumb basket, because you can certainly use all of this for making crumb quilts. So this is going to go in my crumb basket. The last item that we have to make for our gnome is his nose, and I'm going to make mine in this bright pink. You can make your nose any color you want, a flesh color, an orange color, a pink color, whatever you choose to. And you're simply going to trace this nose onto some paper-backed fusible. So I have just a little scrap of paper-backed fusible. Remember, you're only going to have to trace on the dark line. We're not doing a needle turn applique. I'm simply doing a fusible applique. So the dark line is what I'll trace on. If you like to do needle turn applique, then you will want to include that 1/4 inch seam allowance in your template. But I am simply going to trace this right on that dark line. Then what I'm going to do is take this over to my iron. I'm going to remove the paper off the back. This is a steam seam 2 light, so there's paper on both sides. So I'll remove the paper from the back, retaining my drawing on this side, and I will fuse it to that little square. It's probably a 2.5 inch square that I have here. I'll fuse it on there, and then once it's cool, I'll cut it out, and my nose will be ready to be fused to my pieced block. Let me get to that point and I'll show you what it looks like. I've fused the little nose to the back side of the wrong side of the fabric. It is cool, so I'm going to cut it out, and then I'm going to fuse it to the beard. And what you'll want to do to make sure you fuse it centered is just put a crease in the center of the gnome's beard, so you'll know that's the center point. And you can also put a crease in the center of your nose, and then you can just line those up before you fuse it. And let me cut this apart so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. All right, so I've got a crease in that nose. I'm going to lay the crease on top of that crease, and now I know that my nose is centered. I'm going to remove the paper backing, take it to the iron, get it pressed onto the right side of his beard because you want to see his nose, and then we're going to sew this together. Here's my little gnome. You'll notice when I sewed on the top of his hat to the body, these 2 little triangles are hanging off. Again, I put a crease in the middle of his hat to match the crease in the middle of his beard and nose so that this triangle went on straight. So it is ready. Now what we're going to do is attach the Rex sides of the block, and you're simply going to lay them there and sew them on. You're going to have a little bit extending off again at the bottom, a tiny little tip and a tiny little tip there. And then press it. If you can press it toward the triangles, things will lay nicely, but if your fabrics are too dark and they're showing through your triangles, you may want to try pressing it toward the inside so that you're not seeing the colored fabrics coming through on your light fabric. So it just depends on what color background fabric pieces you're using. But since I'm using white, I might try to just press it to the inside. We'll see how it works. I'll put it together and I'll bring it right back. I think mine is going to be fine if I press everything toward the outer triangles. You're just seeing white through there, and so that's how I'm going to press mine, and it will lay nice. One thing to keep in mind, as you're attaching these, make sure that you pin up here and you pin down there, and then feed it into your machine so that whichever side of the fabric has more fabric, that's laying up against your feed dogs. This is completely bias right here, and it stretches very easily. And if you just start trying to sew it, you'll end up with it not fitting. The bottom of it could have easily been much longer. And so I just made sure I pinned it top and bottom, and I let my feed dogs feed everything else in naturally, and it went together beautifully. So now I'm going to press it and square it up to 6.5 inches by 6.5 inches. It will end up being 6 inches in the quilt, and make sure that you have your 1/4 inch seam allowance up here. You're going to need that. You don't want to cut off the top of his hat. The next block we're going to make is the tree block. And we're not able to use the Tri-Rex tool in this because the degree of the triangle just does not match the sidebars on this block or any other part of it. So the Tri-Rex tool works great for the gnomes. You will need to make plastic templates for the pieces involved in the tree block. And what I do with my plastic templates, I just trace it on each of these. And I'm only tracing one side because when I cut my fabrics, I make sure that the width of fabric strip that is required is placed on the fold. And then with every tracing and with every cutting, I'm getting both the A and the B. the mirror image of them. And then the same thing holds true with the C and the D. With every tracing and cutting, I'm getting both the C and the D. And then you also need your E, the triangle down here. So those are the 3 templates that I've created. And I've simply cut out the width of fabric strips and the sizes needed, and that's all in the pattern for you. And then I simply cut what the quantity that I needed for as many blocks as you want to make. Of course, your gnome quilt can be much larger than this if you choose. You can have many more gnomes or many more trees. You can make it a queen-size quilt if you choose. You're just simply going to make more blocks of each of these. And then the other block that's involved in this is, it's just the plain square, the plain 6.5-inch square that you're adding to this quilt. It really does help to create an interesting design there in the center. Here is the little tree block. These are all the parts and pieces. These are the side triangles. I have 3 lighter triangles, 3 darker triangles. Actually, I have 4 lighter triangles, the top also. And then we have these 2 mirror images on the side. And then this is the bottom of the block with the tree trunk. So I'm simply going to sew this together in a row. I will piece these together in a row. I will piece these together. And then this will go on the top of that, this will go on the top of that, this will go on the top of that, and these side pieces will go on the side of the tree. I'll go ahead and piece it together. I'll bring them back and you can see what that looks like. Here's what I have so far. I have the bottom row done with the trunk there. I have this row finished, this row, and this row, right? Or actually it's just the top of the tree. Now I'm going to sew this onto that, and then that onto that, and then this onto that, and we'll have that portion ready, and then I can sew these 2 together. Or you could sew your tree together, put these on, and then sew that on the bottom. Either or, it works either way. So let me go ahead and get that done. Before I do that, I did want to point out that I have pressed my seam allowances open on this tree. It just seems to help things to lay nicer for me as I'm quilting. So that's something for you to think about. Do make sure that your stitch length is about 2 or 2.2, shorter stitch length if you're going to press your seam open. But that's what I like to do quite often. I didn't do that down here. I pressed it toward the dark trunk, but for these up here, I pressed them all open. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish it. I'll sew this together as a unit, and then I'll sew that on, and I'll bring it back and you can take a peek. Here are the 2 blocks, the little gnome with his fun little nose and the tree, and I'm using white on the outsides, and of course there's a nice outer border that's picking up the colors from the inside of your quilt, so that will really make it pop. So have fun with it. I hope you'll enjoy putting this one together. And again, you'll want the Tri-Rex tool for this block, and then there'll be templates that will be in the pattern for this block. I am headed off to some Christmas parties. I have a couple of Zoom classes this weekend. So the pattern itself, I'll have a link below to my website, and I'll be able to ship the patterns come Monday. So if you're interested in the pattern, you can just follow the link in the description box out to my site, and I'll be able to ship the patterns out to you on Monday. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'd love to see your blocks and the gnomes and the trees that you make. If you want to post pictures of them out on my Facebook page, Quilting with Lori, Scrap Up Your Stash, I'd love to see those. When I get this quilt quilted, I will also put it out on my Facebook group page so that you can take a peek at it and see how I've quilted it. I haven't really thought much yet about what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to just simply do a pantograph or if I'm going to do some custom quilting. We'll see when I get it on the quilt. So keep checking back on that. And again, I've got a link in the description box below, which will take you out to my Facebook page. I also have links for a number of other things, my Speedy Solutions to Cut and Organize Your Scrap Stash tutorial, YouTube, as well as my book set is out there. So take a peek at that. If you don't yet have your scraps cut, sorted, organized, stored, and ready to use to make beautiful quilts, you want to check out that video tutorial that I have linked below. It will really help you get things ready to go so that you can use your scraps and make some great quilts. In fact, you can use scraps for this quilt. Every single block in here could be different. It doesn't have to be a matchy-matchy quilt. You can have fun making a scrappy Gnomes in the Forest quilt. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share my videos with your friends, with your family, with your quilt guilds. I really appreciate that. It does help my channel to grow and get out to other quilters just like yourself. So thank you so much. And until next time, have a wonderful weekend and happy quilting.